Welcome back to track reviewing. Imagine I spent 7 minutes saying not oh, this track is like moderately hard and like wow, diagonal wall tap. Wait, sorry, diagonal wall. Yeah, I was right. No, I wasn't right. Diagonal wall tap. And then Wolfman said, "Do you like my skin?" And I look at him, and his skin is like half naked, and I'm just like one half is fully clothed, like one half is fully clothed, the other half is fully naked. I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, you might want to change that. So I was like, wait, and 7 minutes in. Anyways, I'm doing it again. Welcome back to track reviewing. Um, this is Wadagelkky by People Call Me Moon, and I asked them a bunch of questions. Yeah, I asked them a bunch of questions. Wow, and then they gave me a bunch of answers. Let me go a little faster. Yeah, and then they gave me a bunch of answers. Wow, and the big guys are that, and then there's this guy. So first off, he's thinking League RDC. Um, I think difficulties should be like fine for League C. For League R, not entirely sure. Like I was looking at like the calendar, right? It's like I don't know. It might fit. It might be. It's probably fine, I guess. I don't know. It's a little bit difficult. I'm not an EGAR League C driver. I really don't follow that stuff. I don't know what like the EGAR driver skill looks like. So like I can compare it to like other tracks that I chose, right? But I don't know. I think this is a bit higher speed. Requires a bit more precision. Let me drive it while I talk. Like that diagonal wall tap is pretty hard. Like I said in the previous 7 minutes I spent, it might end up just kind of being more like a shortcut kind of thing, where like it's like this hard, high risk, high reward line that they might just not take it. It's coming up like right after the screen. They might just not take it unless they want to high risk, high reward it, right? Again, I don't know the skill of these DGR drivers. I imagine they have to be much worse than me. So like if I'm not hitting it consistently, then I don't know how consistent they'll be, right? So there's that, I guess. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how good these DGR drivers are. It's not that bad. It's not that difficult. Yeah, so there's that. Like, that's... The road is mega wide either. It's not like it has to be, like, super mega wide. This is probably okay. It's just, like, I don't know. I just figured I'd say it. 118 nap time should probably be fine. That's, like... I don't know. I think typically, like, standard, like, average nap time of, like, between 40 and a minute 20... 40 seconds in a minute 20 is like kind of normal range, right? 40 is kind of like low. Maybe like 125 is like the upper end of average. I don't know. So yeah, it's all just in that range. So it's kind of like it's a normal nap time. A little bit on the long side, of course, but nah. For the R drivers, like it might be good to not have like I imagine the R drivers are not like they can TC practice all they want, but I don't know how much race practice they're gonna get, and they're just gonna like get bummed if there's a gajillion people, right? Which I imagine there typically are gajillion people, and then they don't have experience in that. So a longer track means you spread out the field a bit more, and then less people to bump into, I guess. So that's cool, I guess. Goal of the track to be fun to race and be visually appealing while remaining competitive. Okay. So one's fun, looks good, and being competitive. I cannot comment on looks good because the track decoration is not finished. So I think they said specifically that it's not finished. And yeah. So far it looks fine, I'd say. Competitive, I've been talking about. Fun, I have no idea. Yeah, I don't really I don't really analyze fun. Like, my main goal when like making competitive tracks, and like analyzing competitive tracks, is like how competitive they are, right? Like you have everyone has their own definition of like competitive, right? And like what competitive is supposed to be. Some people like think it's like the best driver wins every single time. Some people think, it's like, more hype if, there's some variance, maybe the better driver doesn't always win. Maybe there's some luck involved, and they also might, be like, oh, if while I'm not having fun, then what's the point? They might put fun over everything else, right? So everyone's definition of competitive might be different. So like my definition of competitive probably does not match many people in this community's definition of competitive and like what they want out of competitive boat racing. So, yeah. Big. Yeah. So I mean, I think it would be okay for DC. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, okay. Yeah. So I talked a little bit about difficulty. There's apparently two overtaking mechanics. One of them, they're both apps. So like, there's one that you can just willy-nilly right here. This should probably work. You can honestly just like get the schematic, like you slash this download. It'll give you a link. You open the link, and then in the link, like in like your browser or whatever, like when you open the link, there's like a button that you can use, like download the schematic, right? And then you can throw that into single player. Use motion capture. Look at my channel, my YouTube channel. I have like a video motion capture tutorial. Just test it. Just test the boat tap, see if it works. I think it should probably be alright. Now, granted, I'd imagine the guard drivers are not good enough to hit boat taps. I might be wrong. But I'd imagine like they aren't really good enough to hit boat taps. But sorry, ignore that. That's my work phone. I should probably check that. On the other hand, I don't think they need an overtaking mechanic because, once you get bad enough at boat racing, like, people mess up consistently enough for you to actually, like, overtake. So, yeah, it's fine for them. League C, I think they're probably good enough to hit a boat tap. I don't know. I haven't done research on, like, how good League C drivers are. If I'm an average League C driver, which apparently I'm not, but if I were, then, yeah, it would be fine. Alright, what? I don't understand. Stop telling me I need to sign in. Oh my god, man. Hold on. Let me just. Okay. Alright. I have it on ring because my coworker is working overtime, and I was like, hey, if you need me for anything, just let me know. And yeah. Anyways, also there's a shortcut. there's a shortcut. Actually, I don't know. I was gonna say you can like hit the checkpoint and like cut across here, but oh no, it's so terrible. You can't just add another checkpoint right here. whatever. I was gonna be cheeky. Whatever, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, so this boat tap probably works. I don't know. You can still test it just to make sure, but yeah, it probably works fine. The other one is a bit confusing. Honestly, I don't really understand what's happening. So it's right here. Let me read it out. So yeah, okay. So yeah, okay. It's right here. So the first one is seen. In the first place, is boat taper. One getting boat tapped. Takes the further pack test route. Wait, what? Wait, okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I think I know what you're trying to say. Oh. I see. So wait, it's actually... I think he's trying to say that the main line is a pack dash line. And then if you like go that in line, someone behind you can boat tap you and take the blue ice line. Let me try that. Interesting. Okay, well. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I think okay. I think it's faster as you go to the blue ice line. I think. Wait, let me double read that. Takes the further practice route. Okay. So, goddamn, hold on. Boat tap. The one getting boat tap takes the further practice route. Wait. No, wait. Oh. They both say the one getting boat tapped. Okay, no. Okay. So, alright. Let me just abuse terms here real quick. Oh no, MSF cheated time. Oh no. I got that wrong. Practice route is the boat tapping route. Blue ice route is normal route. I think the idea is that the apex for blue ice is like further out. I guess. Yeah. You need to make sure. I guess. I don't know. You could, I guess, maybe. Okay. Interesting. For League C drivers, it might actually work. I'm just concerned about boat interpretation. Like, you. So I want to just, like, fucking listen to. I have nothing else going on today. I guess I could. Motion capture. I'm just concerned about. Oh. Alright. I'm concerned about vote interpretation. I'm just gonna throw into the I'm just throwing the fucking motion capture. Alright, your track is getting pirated. Deal with it. Get wrecked. Got your shit stolen. I'll download it here. Download. There we go. Open. There we go. Here. There we go. Here. One time enough for the void. Download. Moon. Sure. I go here. I go here. I go here. I go. Open chat. Nothing there. Cool. And then we go scam node people moon. Yay. And I go over here or something. That spoiled a bunch of tracks actually. Actually I don't even know what's in this world. I should have fucking perfed. God damn it. I'll just ignore that. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna set up a thing right. Why am I wearing armor? What is this shit? No cap recording start. And then we go here. bonk. And there we go. Like, sure, that's very generous. I'll say that as one. Stop, save, Wadagelkky. Wadagelkky. Bow tap 1. Blue. V1, it says 1. No cap recording to start. Oh, one where I go more inside. I'll have a boat there, bro. Okay. Go here. Go here, something here. Ow, 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 ow. I actually don't need to do this yet, do I? I'm destroying your trap. Get wrecked. Okay, recording, playback, start, Wadagelkky. Yeah, actually, let's go here. No cap, playback, stop all. Okay. So set interpretation 10 true. I don't have rods. This is cringe. Oh, that's not that bad. What the heck? Interesting. I'm gonna end myself. Amnesia. Here we go. Ah. Like, hello? Why not? Hold on, let me. Okay, I saw boat killer and lightning rods. Except I didn't set up for mangrove. God damn it. I gotta end myself again. Don't mind me. Ow, ow. Mangrove. Ouch. Yeah, okay, let's just try it. I don't know. I am so mistimed. Also, yeah, isn't this is like, like, you not just like built up here, like, no, I mean, you have to be pretty close. If you're close enough, you can. I guess it covers it close. God damn it, I need a boat. Okay. Ending myself again. Mangrove boat. I'll go further back. This one's a lot less intuitive, by the way. The other ones you can just kind of like, okay. You kind of just like line yourself up with, right? This is like, you're boat tapping, like, cause like, you know, I've done a lot of boat taps, and so I've gotten like used to it. And that's not going to help too much in this case, right? Because this is like different. I have to like look across a patch. I have to like line myself up for like different trajectory. Like, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, because they already have sideways momentum, right? That's the problem. They already have sideways momentum. Like, it might be faster to do this compared to taking the turn normally, right? I guess. But if you want an overtake, I don't know if this is the way to do it. You know? It's not like every boat type ever has to be an overtaking mechanic. It's just like, eh. Yeah, no. You can catch up a lot though. Like, you look how much I caught up, right? And like, there haven't been that many like attempts to make things that help you catch up to people. Now, what that does for the how that impacts the race is a different story. I think I've talked about it a few times, like this concept of race pace leeching, where you can just like stick to someone. Once you lose tandem, you can just overtake a mechanic back into them, and back into tandem with them. So you can basically just like whatever the race pace is, you can just make it your own. Like you can just stay with them. Something like this would also like help, because like if you lost tandem and like you even, let's say that you like messed up some other part of the track, right? Now like you're that like now you're like this far behind them, right? Now, theoretically, you can use this to like catch back up and get back into boat tap range, right? So I can do this, like I've messed up earlier, like previously earlier in the lap, and I can do this and catch up a lot more. And now I'm in range to boat tap again, right? At the other boat tap location. Now, granted, for League C and League R drivers, I don't think that's really feasible. I don't think that they're gonna be like consistent enough for them to like be able to do this lap by lap by lap. Now I'm not sure how big of an issue race pace teaching is at that skill level. No, it's probably still technically an issue, but meh. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool. Like the concept of a boat tap where you just catch up time is neat, in theory at least. How it impacts racing has not been fully thought out though, and yeah. Anyways, so I mean, otherwise, yeah. Like if you're close enough though, like like I said, like you can literally just boat tap and like on this wall tap. Like, oh, okay. Well, if I can actually not be terrible. I think I was closer though. Yeah, no, okay. Know what I'm doing. I'm not hitting this, am I? But can you stick it? I don't know. I think I just get driven to a bump here. Yeah, I would've. You also have the other boat tap that probably works, honestly, so that should be fine. Bonk, bonk. Not way too far. Wow. That's a bit sketch. I don't know. Yeah, like you also have that about it. This does not have to be a boat tap, like especially if it's up for like an actual other kind of boat tap. You already have another boat tap in the air part of the track, so it's fine. Yeah, so that's cool. Anyways. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure how much this will be used. Like I said, like it's a different skill set. Like, I mean, my practice at boat taps helps a little bit with lining it up, but like it's not 1-to-1, right? And I'd say this is probably a bit more difficult, right? Because with most normal boat taps, it's typically like you don't have to do too much predicting on like where they're gonna go. Maybe on some like more diagonal boat taps, you do have to think a little bit about the trajectory more. But some boat taps, like a lot of boat taps, just kind of like just drive straight behind them and like maybe a little bit towards where they're gonna go when you hit them, right? This one you have to predict, like you have to watch them very intently, and then you have to like predict how like they're gonna move, right? And if you're wrong, you go flying, and from what it looks like, you get punished pretty hard right now. You might want to lower the punish for missing a boat tap, because if you lower the punish, then people are gonna be a lot less reluctant to use it, right? They're gonna be like, oh, if I fail it, I'm not gonna lose like everything, right? You know, I might, you know, exaggerated maybe, but like, oh, I only lose like a quarter second if I miss, you know. Doesn't have to be a quarter second. That was just a random number I threw out, but you know, it's an option. However much you want to incentivize or not de-incentivize players to attempt something and fail, that's up to you. Otherwise though, I feel like, yeah, so some bump control in some places, like bump control here, like I said, bump control here, absolutely. People like I think DC drivers especially are gonna try to do this wall tap, and you're like right here. Like the first thing I did in this track, like the first lap, I ended up just like right here. and just lose all the time in the world. So you might want to do something about that. Yeah, I guess. Or don't. I like the intent of bump control here. A little bit concerned about re-entry point. You might just want to bump them out even wider. Have some kind of like path or something. I don't know. I don't know. Like get them over into like this path and slowly let them merge back in. Give everyone more time to react to what happened, and that someone else is like re-entering the track from a bump control route, right? Rather than giving them immediate access to, like, the main road again. Although I don't know, like it's not that bad. Well, I don't know. Especially with like the C and the guard drivers, I'm not sure. Like they might just like do this, and then it's like now like their actions on the main line with 0 velocity, right? Like, and they're probably gonna cause chaos. Yeah, so maybe like having some route where like there's not gonna be any collisions and people giving people time to react might be nice, or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, in general, like the places where you expect most that the people would mess up, you should probably put bump control, right? So in this case, let's see here. Yeah, of course, like the wall tap, like I said. It shows that you're thinking about bump control for this right here as well. It's probably not the easiest corner on the track, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Use your best judgment. Like, whatever. Sorry, that's code word for me saying I want to move on. Like, wherever you think people would like mess up the most, probably bump control there is a good idea. Yeah, so there's that. Otherwise, pit entry, pit exit. Pit entry seems fine. Yeah, seems fine. Seems not too far off the main line. Yeah, okay, and then pit entry, exit. Let's say entry area. This might not be too hot. Because, I mean, again, I don't know, like, your definition of competitive might be different than mine. You might be okay with some chaos. I'm a bit more chaos. I like to avoid chaos more. Basically, like, with this, you're making people re-enter the line. Like, you're making them cross over, even, because I think the main line might be, like, to kind of, you're making them re-enter, and I'm not sure if the speeds line up. I don't know if, at this point in the road, what is your velocity, like, your speed and direction, when you take the normal line and pit exit? If, like, they're equal, then it's okay. Like, if they're the same, right? Same direction, same speed. Ideally, you want that to be the same across the entire, like, overlap. So, like, let's say that, like, the main line... Actually, wait, let me just... Oh my god. What is this track called? I don't understand the fucking weird track names. I don't get it. I don't understand. So, okay. My line, I gotta go a bit wide. But, you're kind of overlapping your line, like... Oh, yeah. Do something to despawn, so it's not despawn. God damn it, man. Boom abs! Whatever. It overlaps quite a lot, right? Like this whole stretch, right? Possibly. Although you might be more on the right. Well, anyways, I'm just trying to say, like, you're not giving many people time to react that much, right? It's not super clear visibility from, like, these drivers over here. It's not super clear visibility for drivers right here, looking over here, right? So then you have someone suddenly emerge from the pits with a very different velocity than you, you might not have time to react, and then that causes a collision. So typically I'd say try to keep visibility up, and if you can imagine, if you have two different players, if they're going the exact same speed, they will not collide, right? So the closer they are in speed, the less likely a collision is going to happen, right? So I'd say try to keep the speeds the same, right? So like if on the normal line you're going 35 meters per second right here, you're not going that fast, but if you're going 35 meters per second right here on the main line, like the green line, then ideally you want that to be like also 35 meters per second while like when exiting the pits. Maybe you are going that fast. Jesus Christ, 41. Okay, well, Wadagelkky. Yeah, or I don't know, if you want the chaos, you can go for it, I guess. No, you're not going that fast. That was poorly taken, but like even taken well, it might not be that good. Or that fast. Yeah, I'm at like 35, like by the time I hit here, but I was like at 40 by the time I hit like here or something on the pit exit. Yeah, alright. And that's just, that just only goes for like all bump control. Making it reactable, making it like, you can see the people coming and stuff, yeah. All that good stuff. Okay, I think that's it. I guess I can comment on the grids. This is kind of chaotic. Like the spacing is pretty, like, the distance between here and here is not that big. I'm in cell poly. No, like here, like, between the grid rows, right? Not very big, so like you're gonna have to like dot. You definitely have to dot like on the race start, especially with 50 like half a second interpolation that we have. You're gonna have to go around, so we're gonna have like everyone going everywhere at the race start, and then there's gonna be collisions, right? So if you want a less chaotic race start, I'd say spread out the grids a lot more. You can also, if you don't feel like you have enough space to, let's say that, I don't even know how many grids are on this. Let me count. I don't know how many you need for the ER, but so 50 grids, I think. Yeah, 50 grids. If you want to space out the grids double, you might not have you definitely don't have the space to fit 50, right? In that case, you can just do a launcher. You can just like have the grid be somewhere else and then join the track later or whatever. You also might want to be careful about the pit lane entry though. If you made them re-enter like right here, then they can just lap 0 pit, and I don't know, the event organizers can just block it off, right? Like Turing can just block it off, lap 0, and unlock it after that, but nah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let me see, anything else? There's a pit delta, 42 seconds. So we're talking 78-second lap. Pit twice, you end up 10 seconds behind. E2, 78. Wait, really? Oh, that's not that great. 118 is lap time. And then 42 seconds is the pit delta. So times 2 equals 124. So basically what this means is that if you pit twice, you go 1 full lap back plus 6 seconds. Right? Because 42 seconds times 2 is 1:24, I think, if I'm not being absolutely stupid. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then, that just puts you basically back 2 seconds of where you were, or 6 seconds of where you were. So like if you're, let's say that there's laser sloth 1, and laser sloth 2, and I'm laser sloth 2, I'm laser 2. And then I'm like, this guy is, like, I want to pit to get away from this guy. And I pit. A lap goes by. I want to pit again. I pit again. I've done 2 pits and 2 laps. Alright, I come back out. I'm now like 6 seconds behind where I once was. So if I'm faster than the guy I just pit to avoid, I'm going to eventually catch up. Like, I only have 6 seconds of ground before I catch him, right? So you might want to, like, either make it a lot longer or make it shorter. I'd maybe recommend making it shorter so that instead of like 42 seconds, you can maybe do like I don't know, 30 or something. So then if you pit twice, so if you do 1:18 nap time, 30-second pit delta times 2 equals 60 seconds, so 1, which means that you're 18 seconds ahead of where you once were. So instead of being 6 seconds behind, instead of going 6 seconds behind, you go 18 seconds ahead of, right? So that means you can, like, you know, you're like way far away from like where you once were, right? 30 seconds also in particular would be really nice to do mental math with. But it doesn't have to be exactly 30 seconds, you know, that's just a random number I came up with that will fix the issue. It could be 35, it could be 32, it could be whatever, right? Yeah, okay. I think that's mainly it. Or I think that's it. Let's see, let me read. Also, let me see if, okay. Cool. All right. I hope that helped. Yeah. All right. Let me know if you want me to comment on anything else, I guess. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye. 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 Bye.